Hello everybody. Today I would like to present to you Diluvium in a teach and play material, teach and play for multiplayer game. This game has also a very interesting dedicated solo mode, but for this we'll create separate material later on. Diluvium, from the Latin flute, is a game. It was advertised as a game 4X, so explore, expand, exploit, exterminate, which you can play in 1 hour. This is a game by Nuts Publishing, and I created pretty extensive unboxing and overview, which you can find also in the link below the video, and also it should be somewhere here in the video too. What I will do today, I will guide you through the components. There are slightly different components for a multiplayer game and for a solo game, and will also present to you how to play this game. In essence, this game can be played from 2 to 4 players. What we shall do is do an example of on two players. We will be using the very good rule book for multiplayer game, which will guide us through the setup, where I will be explaining the components, and then through the game. So this is exactly how we should proceed. So this is a game in which we'll need to build a world. Here are the components, but a bit about this in a moment. So we will be building the map. Depending on the number of players, the map will have different sizes, and it will be built from such big hexes. These are the hexes of the value 0, these are the hexes of value 1, and these are the hexes of value 2. These are mainly some C's and other spaces, which I will explain once we build it. There will be 2 kingdoms fighting in this. You can play in the symmetric and asymmetric mode. We'll play in the symmetric mode. The 2 which I choose for today will be Egyptians and Aztecs. They will have also their pieces. So how do we start? We simply start from creating the map, and this is the first thing we need to do. And once we have a map, we'll be able to start explaining what we have on this map. So those 2 comes here when we have one of the tiles to between them, and this one is uncovered. Okay, so we put it here. Let me just put it in a way so you can see it nicely. Yeah, this should fit. Then if you look at the setup, you will have 2 zeros here also flipped, and all those black will be face down. So let me put 2 zeros over here. The higher the number at the back of the tile, of course, the more precious it is. Then we have ones which are not discovered yet, here and here, and we have another 2 ones here and here, and we'll have also a couple of 2s, so those which are 2, we put them here and here, here and here. Okay, so this actually creates the whole map. I believe I will move it a bit to a side so we can also have a space for the actions of all the players. That should fit nicely. So the map is beautiful, by the way. I really like it. Now we need to set up the action tiles, and the red one will be for Aztecs and the yellow one will be for the Egyptians. For this we will need this thing which will be showing us which out of the 4 actions we are taking, and yeah, which we have taken in the last turn. So this is how does it look like. So here is our map on which we will be sailing. Here are our action tiles, and I believe you should see them really nicely and clearly. I can even put them a bit to side. Now, regarding the components, both sides will have set of components. Of course, cube for me trace helps us to sort and store them. time to start explaining the components and the details. So these are the city tiles, of course, and these are the ocean tiles, which we will be exploring. As I said, the higher the number behind it, the more precious the tile is. This is tile 2, and you can see several islands with several spaces where you can put your settlers and extract the resources. Here you have few islands. Now, for the each player, they will have a kind of action board with ship's well. Yeah, so it will be showing you the 4 actions which we will be able to do. The first one is explore, the second one is the settle, the third one is battle engage, and the third battle engage is here, and the third one is produce. So explore, settle, produce, engage. So yeah, you can also call it explore, expand, extract, exterminate. Yeah, that way. How do we set up our tiles? So you need to put your big ship in your city and your small ship in the city. The big ship is the warship. The small ship is exploration ship. Warship and exploration ship. Where is my exploration ship for the Egyptians? So here it is. Then we have settlers, and everybody has 9 settlers. And what is cool is that each settler is has different shape depending on the nation. Small thing, but Nuts Publishing is really doing a great job with this. As you can see, these are Egyptians and these are Aztecs. Where do you put them? You have spaces here, 3 spaces on 3 actions, and you simply put them here. Interestingly, on the other side, of the action wheel, you will have asymmetric version of play, where you will be able to simply have slightly different actions and bonuses for it. So yeah, I'm putting the settlers here. You can lay them down, you can stand them up, depending how you would like to do it. Similar thing we do for the Aztecs. We can even lay them down. Yeah, then we will be putting them here. So this is how do we set it up. As you can see, by laying them down, we actually hide some bonuses which are below, and you probably very well understand that once we uncover this, we will be able to get some bonuses. Here is the strength tag. Everybody starts with a strength of 1. And then we have so-called exploration cubes. We will be exploring the map. We also put them here, and that way we hide some gold which is below. Yeah, and there will be 1 additional spare here. So that way we set it up. And we have the game set up. What we need also to add to the game are some 3 types of resources in a pretty cool holders. Because we are playing 2-player variant, we'll not use all the resources. In 2-player variant, we'll use 16 resources each. We have 3 type of resources. We have weapons, we have craft, and we have food. So this is craft, this is weapon, and here is food. You can see food, weapon, craft. So we need 16, and we have total of 28, so we just need to deduct 12 from each. It's important how many you have here, because the game ends when one of the resources is exhausted. Once this resource is exhausted, we finish the turn during which it was exhausted, and then we have 1 more turn and the game ends. So there is no super sudden end to the game. I like it. You still will have at least one more action, but it gives and shows the tempo, yeah, of the game, and also pushes it forward. So here it is, and let me remove 12 foot. As I told you, this is the game from 2 to 4 players, so with 4 players you simply have many more resources. Okay, everything what's supposed to be removed is removed now. We have resources prepared. Of course, we will be producing them. Let me put it here. This will be the place where we'll be putting the discarded resources. Some of the resources, once used, we'll simply put them here and we'll simply discard them. We'll not use them anymore. So here will be our resources: weapon, craft, and food. We have additional thing, which are the cards from the long forgotten empire. You will be able to get them also on the map. So let me put them here. We will be also using the money. There are 3 denominators, 1, 3, and 10. Here will be the mark for the conquered, battled monsters. One more thing which is important, and this will be one of the last components. Here are the resource holders. You simply put it like that. You put resources here, so nobody sees what resources do you have, but everybody sees what how many you have. So no kind. I will put it towards you so you can see it, but in a normal game you would like to hide it from the opponents what exact resources you have. And I believe that's all. This is the starting player. Let us assume that the red one will be the starting player. Let me put it next to it. How the game plays, what is the goal of the game? The goal of the game is to have as much gold as you can have. And the person who at the end of the game has the most gold simply wins. We know that the game will end when one of those 3 resources will be exhausted. We will finish the turn and we'll have one more turn. So everybody, once the end of the game is triggered, will have at least one more action. Let us have a look at the map also and what we have on the map, what kind of tiles. On the tile, as I said, you have islands. And those islands have different productions. Like this is the craft production if you have settler here. This is the food production if you have settler here. This is the weapon production, and this produces the cards. Yeah. This is the holding space for the exploration cubes. When you first enter the space with your exploration ship, you will be putting one of those cubes here. You can either get the money or send the settler. Yeah, this is how does it look like. There will be also monsters. We might uncover them later. Let's see if it happens. And you will be able to battle the monsters. The essence of the game are the 4 actions, and I believe we should discuss them now because yeah, they drive the game. The 4 actions: explore, settle, produce, engage, are described very nicely here at the back of the rulebook, and there are very detailed, versions here. Explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. 4x. Explore. During the explore action, we are using the small explore ship, which can move up to 2 tiles, and the explore action is shown here. This is the explore action. We move the ship up to 2 spaces. We can spend the food, discard food resources to move additional spaces. If we would like to move the ship to uncovered tile, like here or here, we first need to spend the cost 1 or 2 food resources. The move will end, we'll flip it, and we'll enter it. At the end of your move, you will explore by placing this explore cube. So if we sail here, we will be able to put it on one of those hexes. Of course, we start from the lowest. This gives you immediate bonus of 1 coin. Yeah, and when you have either the bonus, you get the money, or you send the settler. This is the exploration. Then we have a settle action, which is here, like with a 2 10s. So you can move 2 of your settlers from your action board, so from those 9 settlers, or between the tiles to the areas, first of all, to your city. You have still 3 spaces in the city, or explored hex. So hex with your exploration cube. When you put your settler on a particular area, you will immediately harvest the appropriate resource. If you put them on this island with this mark, you will draw a ruins card. And of course, if you uncovered everything below, you will, if all 3 settlers were removed before the action, at the beginning of the action, prior to start of your turn, you must take a resource. Must. It's not may, you must take a resource. By the way, there is a space for 6 resources, so if at any point in time you have more, at the end of any turn, not only your turn, any turn, you need to discard them here. The third action is production. You will choose one tile containing 1 or more of your settlers, and each settler will simply produce a resource corresponding to particular location. So if we have 1 settler here, he will simply produce 1 food. If we have 2 settlers, they will produce 2 food. That way it will happen. We have 2 additional things. We can discard 2 craft items to get free money, or we can discard 2 weapon items to raise your military strength, and we raise here the military strength from 1 to 6. If all the 3 settlers were removed from your action board prior to start of your turn, you will gain 1 gold. The last 4th action, exterminate, so engage, is played that way. You have your warship, and you will move your warship up to 2 tiles. You can, of course, as always, discard the food to move additional spaces. You can move your ship onto adjacent face down ocean tiles, so just like exploration ship, they can move also to those hexes, but then you need to pay those resources in food, which are there. You don't put exploration cube, of course, if you do it that way, because only exploration ship can do. And there are 3 possibilities of engagement. First possibility of engagement, you're entering the hex with the enemy ship, and you need to fight the battle. How do you do it? You compare strengths of both sides on the military strength table, plus you take all your weapon resources, and in a hidden way, taking them into the hand, you uncover them simultaneously. This way you can temporarily add to your military strength by simply discarding those weapon resources. Once you use them, you need to discard them. The player with the highest military strength will win the engagement. In the event of tie, the attacker will win. And now, what happens after the battle? The loser has to retreat its ship to her city tile, and the winner gains the amount of gold indicated by the loser's military strength. Simply, if you look here, you can see that if you have strength of 1 or 2, this is 1 gold, 3, 4, 2 gold, 5 strength 3 gold, 6 strength 4 gold. It means the stronger military power you defeated, the more gold you are getting. I believe this is self-explanatory. The second type of battle is when you enter the hex with opponent settlers. So you scare off enemy exploration ship and settlers. In such case, like here, you have 2 settlers and exploration ship. Simply, if the warship moves here, he scares them off, and he gets the money in the equal to the number of scared settlers and exploration ships. The third thing which can happen and which we don't see at this moment in time is if you have a sea monster, so you will battle it. In case all those three things apply, or a combination of them. For example, we have a warship and the settlers. If the red moves here, so if the Aztecs move here, they first fight the battle with a warship. If they win, they will scare off those settlers and exploration ship. And third, if there would be monster, only then, as a third step, they will fight a monster. I will show you how to fight the monster on some example of actual fight. I will not be doing this now. Enough to say you need to have a strength equal to the monster or higher. You take into account your current military strength, but you also add to this your temporary resources and temporary weapon resources. And guys, that's all about the basic game. We play with the asymmetric sides, so they have exactly the same actions. The best way to learn it is to play it now. So stay tuned, I will start in a moment. Okay, so we start the play. Aztecs, red player is first, and he chooses as his action the settle action, so we mark it here. As a settle action, he would like to send 2 settlers, and he will send them from this. He doesn't have to take them from here. He might take them from the different space, but he wants from here. He will put one on the foot and one on the weapons, which means that he immediately gains both of those resources. Yeah, and that finishes his turn. Now, the second player, the Egyptians, they will do something different. They will explore, they will sail here. They will not discard any resources to sail further, up to 3 hexes. Yeah, he can move 2 without discarding any resources, 3 if he would like to sail further. He simply wants to be here, and what he will do, he will put the first exploration cube, and he will put a settler, and he will put a settler from the settle action, and he will put him on the foot, which means that he's getting 1 foot for this. Yeah, because he put the settler there. Yep, and also gains 1 money because uncovered this. We move to the second player. What he would like to do now is to do the exploration, of course, and because he has 1 foot, he can explore this hex, and this we don't put back to the general supply, but to the discard. So he sails here. Let's see. Wow, there is a monster here, you see? Interesting. So what he does, he sails here with this, and he will and this, of course, we should mark it, but we do exploration because we cannot repeat the same action twice. He will send those guys here, and we put the exploration cube, sorry for me, and he will put him here, so he takes the weapon now again. There are 4 spaces because you can have maximum 4 players, and he gets 1 money for exploring. Now, what the Egyptians will do? Egyptians will do now the settling, a settle action. So we move this here. Normally, when you play and you don't have it so crowded, it's much easier to move it. It's just put that way so you can see everything, guys. So he will settle. Send 2 settlers. 1 will be sent to the weapon, so he gets weapon immediately, and the other one will be sent here to the cards. Important, when he will be doing the production, he will produce from here and from here, but not from the cards. Cards you draw only when you do the settle action. So let's see what card he gets. He gets that card, which is pretty obvious, of course, because this is 2 gold. So he gets 2 gold on top of this. So 2 turns passed. Now we move to the back to the Aztecs. They would probably like to defeat this monster. So what they will do? They will do the produce action. How they will do it? They will choose one tile from which they will produce. They will choose this tile. So they are getting one weapon and they are getting 1 foot. Now they can exchange 2 weapons for 1 strength, which they will do. So they have now strength 2. And potentially they could also exchange 2 craft items for 3 gold, but they do not have craft items. They are fine with this situation. They were producing from here, so yeah, no craft items so far. We move to the Egyptians. What they would like to do? They would like settle further, but they do not have such options. So they will do the simple production. And with the production, they will produce 1 weapon, 1 foot. They will exchange 2 weapons for 1 strength, yeah. So we have also 2 strength, and that will be all for them. Now we move to the Aztecs. They will now engage. So they choose engagement. And in engage, they move the warship here. And they will attack the monster. They have basic strength of 2. They are adding 1 weapon resource, so they have a strength of 3. And they were able to kill this monster, and we mark him as dead, and we get 3 money for this monster, 3 victory points. Now we move to the Egyptians. They would like to do the settle again. They will send 2 more settlers from production. They will send them here. They want to invest in this as much as possible. And because there was no settler at the beginning of the turn here, they have bonus. They will take 1 resource. They have to take 1 resource, and this will be weapon. Now we move to Aztecs. They would probably also would like to settle to get as many as possible people on the map and start production. They will take 2 settlers. By the way, when settling here, of course, we should get those 2 resources with the Egyptians. Let's not forget about it. They have already 5. So they will settle here and here. So they take 2 craft. You see, you can settle across a couple of islands. It doesn't have to be the same island. So they took 2 crafts. And they need to take 1 more resource. And I believe this will be 1 more foot. Now, I believe the Egyptians are now ready for something large, something big. They will explore this hex. So the hex with 2 foot. So they will sail 1, 2. They spend 2 foot, and let's see what's there. It could be very interesting. Wow, very rich island. So they stay here, and what they would like to do, they will most probably do the exploration with a settler. So they are getting 1 more money, and they will send this last settler here, so they will gain another craft. Aztecs are thinking, maybe we should do the similar thing. Let us explore here. So we put it on exploration action. We sail from here to here, and we have also very juicy area. We sail here. We take the exploration cube here, so we'll be sending the settler. This gives us 1 money for exploration, and of course we are spending 2 food for sailing there. And where do we want to put the settler? Weapons. We want more weapons. Okay. And now the yellow ones, the Egyptians. The Egyptians will most probably would like to do produce, because they have now a really nice situation here. They can produce here. They will produce 2 food, 1 weapon, and 1 craft. They have a lot of resources, and they can use this, let's say, exchange. So they can exchange 2 crafts and 2 weapons. 2 crafts for 3 money, 2 weapons for 1 more strength. So they have now 3 strength. Honestly, the Aztecs are a bit worried. Oh, sorry, I should not put it here, of course, but here. The Aztecs are a bit worried because they grew in strength exponentially. So they think, not sure if they have still more weapons. Let us try to hit them. So the Aztec decides to attack, engage. They sail from here to here, and now the battle occurs. And the basic strength of Aztecs is 2. The basic strength of Egyptians are 3. Aztecs are afraid that they might have some weapons. So Aztecs anyhow will play this 1 resource. They take also all the resources on the Egyptian side. They flip. We look, okay, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 to 3 means that we have a tie, and in case of tie, who wins? Attacker wins. So the victory is on the side of Aztecs. They will gather 5 money because they chase off 5 of the Egyptians. Ooh, tough times for Egyptians, and actually I can exchange it already to 10 money. During the game, you should keep your coins hidden. You don't need to show it to your opponents. But you know, there is some bonus behind it, because first of all, when you chase off the settlers, you chase them off to the city. So they move here, and that means that the defeated side immediately gains 1 of each resources. They will have to discard, because they have too many of them, and they will discard 1 food. Those 2 don't have the space here, so they need to come back on the map, on the board, so they will be here. Okay. The Egyptians are a bit, how to say, angry with the Aztecs, so they will do their own fight. They will move, but they cannot do now. They can do the fight. Yeah, here they are. Egyptians are trying to attack. So now they will move 1, 2 here, and they will try to chase off those guys here. There is a battle. The strength of the Egyptians is 3. The strength of the Aztecs is 2. They are a bit afraid, the Egyptians, that they might not have enough strength, so they play 1. Of course, the Aztecs play 0, so this is 3 plus 1, 4 to 2. They win, and because they win, they chase off those 2 guys. There is no space in the city to put them, so they will need to land somewhere here, regardless where you are, and of course they will cover the bonus that way. So 2 money goes to Egyptians. Important note, even if we have exploration cube with Aztecs here, we cannot settle here because there is a warship here. It's important rule. So what would now red color will do. They will simply produce. They said I need some more stuff. First of all, they will get. They will produce one weapon, one foot, and one craft. Then they will exchange two crafts for free money. They will then, do they want to do something? Because they will get one more money for the bonus, and that will be it. The Egyptians think, okay, enough of those battles, I also need to produce some stuff because I have too many of those. First of all, they produce here, so they have, again, 1, 1, and 1. And during this turn, they will also exchange two of the crafts. They have a lot of resources. They have 6 resources, so it's just maximum. Two of those crafts. Sorry, always need to not to forget to put it here. So they have 3 plus 1 from the bonus. Let me exchange to 10. Okay. Now we are nearing the end of the game because we're only. No, not so much. 5 resources of weapon here. What can we do now? And what shall we do now? Okay, the Aztecs have a turn. They say, okay, let me do the settle. They will settle. They will send 2 settlers here, 1 here and 1 here, which gives them 1 weapon. Sorry, don't fall. Don't fall. 1 weapon and 1 craft. Nice. The Egyptians are considering now another either exploration or maybe move. Here we have a lot of stuff, so they can even move 1, 2, 1 additional, and that would be too costly. So they maybe, and of course I took the red ones instead of placing it here. So no weapon but food. Sorry guys, playing 2 hands is not so easy. Yeah, it's not so easy. So now the Egyptians, what the Egyptians will do, they will do the settle also because they can get good stuff. But on the other hand, if we settle, we'll get some resources which we don't necessarily need. What to do? Let me do engage. So this ship moves here. We spend 2 resources and we check what's here. Maybe monster? No monster. And of course we can't put exploration cube because it was not exploration. Now the Aztecs, what the Aztecs will do? The Aztecs will do the production because they want to gain some victory points. They have exactly same production here and here. So 1 weapon, 1 food and 1 craft. What they will do immediately, they will exchange 2 crafts for free. With bonus it's 4. And they will exchange 2 weapons with 1 strength. Guys, I'm just thinking, yeah, this is fine. Everything is good. So now what the Egyptians will do? They don't have too many settlers, so maybe they could settle. And they will send 2 settlers from here, no bonus here. And they will settle here and here, so they will get weapon and craft for the future production turn. And now the Aztecs, they recently produced, so maybe they can do the exploration, yeah, because we haven't done exploration for a long time. They will explore here. And here we have a sea monster. Nice. And as an exploration, we had to pay 1 food. we put the cube here, and we take, we'll take the craft because it can give us a lot of victory points. And 2 money for this exploration. Now, the Egyptians think I have a very good idea. I will move here with engage, and I will attack this ship and settler, and then I will attack also this monster. The strength is 3 to 3. They have 2 weapons, and say as Egyptian I'm using both. They don't know how many Aztec has. They have 0, so they use like this. So this is 3 plus 2, 5, 2, 3. So this is a huge victory for Egyptians. They first of all scare them off here, and those guys have to land somewhere here. This is 2 money, and they also then defeat the monster because they have strength 3. Let me put defeat monster here. So they earned 5. A big round, maybe a game changer even for Egyptians. To say that the Aztecs are pissed off is an understatement, but they know now what strength the Egyptians have. They at least hope so. So they will engage now, and they will sail here, and they will fight. They will scare off those guys because this is 3 to 3, and there is no weapons on either side. So they earn 4 for this scaring off. See, guys, this is a beautiful, nice game which has negative interaction. Definitely it has a negative interaction. Okay, it's time to produce, most probably, to bring the supplies back. So the Aztecs will the Egyptians will produce. They will produce here 1 of each. Weapons are almost depleted, and they will immediately exchange 2 of the crafts to 3 money. And yeah, and get the bonus also here. Okay, so they have a bonus. Get me 1. Let me also exchange it for 10. 3. I need 4 here. Okay. So they did the production. You see, the game flow is pretty quick. How can we win things, the Aztecs? What can we do? How can we progress? Most probably by gaining some additional money. So they will produce, and they will produce here 1 of each. There's only 1 weapon left, 1 of which they get 1 bonus, and they will also exchange those 2. So 4 money for them. They also have to do some exchange of the money because they have a lot of them. So this is 10. I have 10 here. Now, the Egyptians feel a bit better with this production, so they now will do the settle, and they will purely go now for victory points. They will take those 2. And what they did, they took the last 2 crafts. They will discard 1 of those to have 6. That means that they triggered the end of the game. Now, they were second player. So now we start another turn, and this is the last turn of the game. So once you use up all the resources of one type, what happens? You finish the turn and you have 1 more. So 1 move or 1 action by Aztecs, 1 action by Egyptians, and we calculate the score. Okay, what can we do to gain some money? They just produced, so they will not do anything. They don't have any nice cards. They could use more of them. They can get some money from the exploration, 2 money. This is good idea. This is always good idea. So they will do the exploration. So they decide to explore to get some money, and they explore 1, 2. They will put it here, so it will be 2 money for them. And let's see what's below. Okay, beautiful space, but we'll not put the settler there. We'll simply take 1 money, and that's all for them. Now, the Egyptians are thinking, this is my last turn, what can I do? Most probably, I can, instead of settling, I will produce. I am producing here. No, let me produce here. But there is no more craft, so I will only do those 2. But what I wanted really to do is to exchange those 2 crafts for 3 money plus 1 of the bonus, yeah, from here. And we can exchange 2 weapons just to get one more strength. At this moment in time, the game will end. I'm not sure if we should play this card immediately or keep it till the end of the game to show it. We played it, but it might be a good way to also surprise the opponent. Let us calculate the scores now. Here we have 3, so we have 1 more 10. On the Aztec side, we have 31 gold. On the Egyptian side, we have 26 gold. So while the difference is not big, the Aztecs evidently won. So guys, this was a very quick demonstration. I'm looking now at the counter at my camera. We played this 25 minutes, and we played, two-handed, really quickly moving both sides. It was less than 15 minutes for a player. I believe if you play with more players, it will take about 15 minutes per player. So you really can play this 4x game. Explore, expand, exploit, exterminate in an hour. Pretty cool game. If you'd like to make it longer, you can always agree with your colleagues that you play until 2 resources are not exhausted or something like this. You are free to do your home rules, of course. I really like it. It makes a pretty positive impression on me. Really neat, small, great game. I'm enjoying it very much. This was an example for 2 players. With 4 players, you will build map a little bigger with more tiles. And by the way, I'm really maybe not unhappy, but some of the 2 foot tiles can be very interesting. Let me show you some of them. There are 2 great tiles which we didn't have chance to see. Those are those 2 big monsters for 12 gold each, 7 strength. Really hard to fight, and sometimes you can find them also in the game. Cool thing, especially if you play first time with other players. They go explore. Suddenly a big monster. Yeah, really like it. So guys, that's all for today. That was Diluvium, flute from Latin, a game from Nuts Publishing. Very nice, interesting. I will be back with a solo example of play because this game has also solo mode. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me. If you like this video, please don't hesitate to give thumbs up. Also, I encourage you to click the button to subscribe. Thank you, and thanks for watching.